Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to That Podcast on YouTube. And done a couple other issues of this magazine before, and this is not my earliest issue. I've got one right before. This is issue 21, January, February issue 1994 video Watchdog. See, it's heavily damaged. I got this real cheap, one of the online comic shops. I don't know if it was Torpedo, which ain't around anymore. My Comic Shop, which is basically the online branch of Lone Star Comics based out of Texas. It's out of West Texas. I don't remember ever seeing a Lone Star Comics in East Texas. I lived in East Texas for a long time. Or Mile High. They had a sale, and because this was damaged, I got this for next to nothing. So this was $5.50 when it came out, and it's out of print. Let's see what we got on cover. We got Star Wars Definitive Collection, Chaplin, A Legacy of Laughter, John Woo's a Killer, Rarities, Retitling, and Restorations. The Perfectionist Guide to Fantastic Video. This is back when Video Watchdog was coming out 6 times a year. So this is right at issue 20. This is in their 4th year, so they haven't been around very long. It's right after Vincent Price died. And a little tribute thing here about Vincent Price, about how he saw the special that Tim Lucas, who created Video Watchdog, had worked on for, was it A&E? Excuse me. I think it was A&E. Anyway, who works on this issue? Okay. Tim Lucas is the only one in here I recognize. And it talks about how this is Lucas, somehow when Star Wars first came out, he wasn't a huge fan. He's become a fan later on. Okay, then we got Laserdisc. Well, not Laserdisc. At first we got the howls are what they seem. World Vision. Home Video has made a lot of David Lynch fans happy with their recent VHS releases of the short-lived on-the-air series and HBO anthology film Hotel Room. They seem to shot themselves in the wood tick with their handling of the long overdue season 2 of Twin Peaks. Basically what happened was, this is back in the Laserdisc, the VHS days. Twin Peaks season 1 came out on VHS, and I think it was 2 episodes per tape. They were in SP mode, which of course is the highest quality. When they got to season 2, to save money, they put them out in EP mode. So you got like 6 hours on a tape. So it didn't look the best, and they're talking about they're putting them out on Laserdisc. That's what I was. This is about how Voyager, which is a company behind Criterion, is offering a club where you get points for everything you buy, and you can use these points to get free Laserdisc, which is always handy. Then, this is the article that caught my attention here. You saw this before, and I got a picture of TCM with Leatherface there. And most people watch this should know by now, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, is my favorite horror film, and my favorite film of all time. I've seen it over 100 times. I'm not sure how many past 100. It's one of those where I'll see it 4 or 5 times a year. I own it on multiple formats, but here we go. As you've probably heard by now, MPI Home Video's restored version of Tobe Hooper's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and they give the cassette, it says on cassette to give the number and all that bullshit, contains no previously unseen footage. It runs 83 minutes, 16 seconds. VW's ever diligent John Charles knows, however, that MPI has managed to clean the popping noise off the soundtrack that appeared on every other video cassette of this title, which begins as narrator John Larroquette, yes, Dan Fielding from Night Court is the narrator at the beginning of the original Chainsaw Massacre and the remake, intones as the probe continues. According to VW informant Don May, a restored TCM was broadcast last year on Cinemax without any kind of fanfare. In this version, as Leatherface, Gunnar Hansen, Saul's Franklin, Paul A. Partain, to death in his wheelchair, a single extra shot was inserted of blood splashing Leatherface's mouth, which he then proceeds to lick off. Should anyone out there have an explanation for this mysterious here today, gone tomorrow shot, we'd love to hear it. I would love to get a hold of this. This is the only time I've ever heard of any of the footage being reincorporated back into, because there is footage out there, I've never seen any of it, that was cut from the movie, little bits and pieces. And they're talking about Blood on Satan's Claw, how was it the tape? Yes, the tape is cut, and this is talking about, this shows how long. Peter Jackson's Oceanic Splatterfest Brain Dead is being released by Vidmark as Dead Alive. Talking about an R-rated and a cut version. About Videodrome, the TV version of Videodrome airing on E&E. The Velvet Underground reunion. John Carpenter's Body Bags. And then always the retitling, which are always handy back in the day, because a lot of companies would release the same films multiple times and just retitle, like, look at this. Here we go. I remember seeing these. Women's Penitentiary 6, MCM, because it's a company, is Ken Osborne's Women Unchained, 1974, a very low-budget women in prison epic. At first surfaced via video gems. Women's Penitentiary 8. No. 8. Features ridiculous fake credits that state that it stars Suzanne Caravallano, Laura Gemser, and Sandra Curry, and is directed by Bob Green. All Lives was actually a very bad dupe of A.C. Stevens' Fugitive Girls. And then Women's Penitentiary 10 claims that it is Jonathan Demme's Black Mama, White Mama. But it's not. It's actually a poor copy of Gilbert Rosol's Women's Prison Massacre. And then we got the tape reviews, of course. We got Berlin City. Blood and Black Lace from Sinister Sin. This is back when most of the Mario Bava stuff was kind of hard to come by in the States. You had to... Hopefully one of the gray market guys would deal with it, or somebody happened to catch it on TV and record it for you and trade you a copy. Blood Ties, which is an interesting sounding vampire film. Never seen. Carnosaur, and this will let people know when I film this. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is out now. Well, Carnosaur. How many people remember Carnosaur? Roger Corman's ripoff of Jurassic Park. Somebody hit in VHS, and that the Japanese, and this is the first time I ever seen mentioned that the Japanese version is 15 minutes longer, but not 15 minutes better. There's a Carnosaur fighting the little, I don't know what them things are called, it's not a backhoe. And then the Chaplin collection, which is a lot of the Keystone, the SNA, the Mutual Studios, all these old Chaplin things. Cross of the Devil from Videos, Search of Miami, which I'd never heard of. Daddy and the Muslim Academy. This is one I want to see. The Dead Talk Back. It's an unreleased 1957 horror film that sat in a processing lab until the 90s. The Sod 2000, which is Jess Franco's Eugene. Not Eugene. He's got two films. Eugene, the Story of a Journey in Possession. Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. House of Dracula. The Match Factory Girl. Mau Mau, which is an old Something Weird video. The Night of the Following Day. Rat Fink a Boo Boo. There's Rat Fink and Boo Boo. Ray Dennis Steckler stuff. Sexy Prohibistimo. Tales of a Vampire. Tales from Gimli Hospital. I've always wanted to see this after reading this review. Teen Game Debs. It's another one I wanted to see. Animation. We got Animation Legend Winsor McKay. To see this stuff back then, man, you're paying $40 for a little bit over an hour and a half on tape. Now you can get it. All that shit's public, man. You get it for free off the internet. A Castle, a Calistro. This is Lupin the Third. I first discovered the game Cliffhanger, back in the Laserdisc video games days. Cliffhanger used footage from The Tune, which is that Plimpton? Yeah, it's Plimpton. Bill Plimpton. No, I'm not a huge Bill Plimpton. Then we got our Asian releases, which is Baby Cart 5, which is Lone Wolf and Cub. 5 from Video Search Miami, of course overpriced. Lone Wolf and Cub 6. Crime Story, which is the Jackie Chan movie. I think I released over here as Super Cop. Fong Sai-yuk, no idea. Heroic Trio, which I have. I've never watched it. Raped by an Angel, which I've never got to see. I don't know if it's got a. That's a picture, the lead, I think, from Raped by an Angel. Canadian Taste, Battle of the Aces, which at the time was a Corman film that never got a home video release. The Bride and the Beast, which was a Ed Wood film. Dust Devil, which is a really horrible Richard Stanley film. I'm not a Richard Stanley fan. 5 Minutes to Live, which is a public domain film now, with Johnny Cash as a killer. Neat little movie. Some German tapes. No idea how to say that. Some more German tapes. And then there's address, all these companies you could write to and get catalogs and shit. And then a long, multiple page article on this Star Wars. This was, at the time, this was the best way to see Star Wars. This is a Laserdisc. These are the ones where most times you see people selling the original trilogy, the original version of the original trilogy on DVD-Rs. They're either made from this set or the Japanese releases right before this set. And I'm fixing to sneeze, so give me a second. But yeah, made from this set. I had this set a long time ago and paid way too much. I mean, it's listed $250. It was a lot, but it looks so damn good. And this is some Robert McQuarrie production art, pre-production art. There's Vader and there's Skywalker. And there's a lot of detail explaining here. A lot of stuff like how the lightsabers worked and all kinds of little flubs and shit. And you see it's a very, very, very nice behind-the-scenes shot of, you know, the late Carrie Fisher there. And let me flip back a little bit. Okay, let's see. They give you disc side and time codes of each film, where just a little stuff to look out for. That's it. And they give you, Cliff Note, little notes. Okay, now we're on the Laserdisc section. This is Alibaba and the 40 Thieves and Arabian Nights on a Laserdisc from MCA Universal. Don't think I've seen those. Chaplin, A Legacy of Laughter. This is the VHS, just of course put on Laserdisc, so they're going to look better. Long, quite a few pages on that. Chaplin, the Great Dictator. And then at the time, the Hammer, a lot of the Hammer Frankenstein strips were hard to come by in the States. Well, they were getting Japanese Laserdisc released. So according to this, it looked really fucking good. And actually, if I remember right, there's some footage. Is it in these or is it in the tapes that came out around the same time? That's not even on the Laserdisc. I'm not the biggest Hammer. Okay, The Killer. This is back when John Woo was just starting to get kind of known in the States. This is the Criterion release of it, which is still, as far as I know, the best way to see this film. I mean, well, unless you're willing to import DVDs or Blu-rays, because the DVD release, I mean, the Criterion, it's okay, but there's stuff that just, it don't look right. And it was $124 back then. And you'll say it was one I did not have back in the Lord of Flies. This is the 63 film, not the, what was that, late 80s, early 90s one. This is one my teacher showed us in class because we had to read that book in school. Books, of course, Dracula, the Ultimate Illustration Edition of the world's famous vampire play by David J. Skal. That should be cool. He's entertaining. Then we got the letters page where they, people talk about just different things. And of course, old issues, and issue 16 sold out. That was the infamous Twin Peaks Firewalk with Me issue. And we got the back cover, which is, I'm assuming a scene from one of the Chaplin films. As you see, this is a cool little magazine, and anytime I find issues that I don't have, I grab them. I'll pay up to $10 for an issue, because I'm going to get $10 worth of reading out of it. But hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, all the other bullshit. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.